Okay, so I'm just working some things out here. I was doing some explanations for some of my artwork, and then I got to a language. Anyways, I believe it's Manipuri, Mac. So when I put it in for translation, it was a bunch of squares, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. So I just obviously chose a name, right? And then I was like, okay, each of them have 4. And then 4 by 7, 28. That together reduced is in gematria 10. 0 doesn't count in gematria. You start over. And then I did 28. I counted all the way through. If I can show this. There we go. I counted all the way through. All the way to 28. And I got the letter B, which is actually 2. To be or not to be, that is the question. Bees are people too. All right, get back to what I was saying. Right. Give me a second here. Yeah, A was 1, and all the variations for 1. A, J, S. Excuse me. So that's 3 in total. And then I did all the ones for 3. C, L, U. It's almost short for a clue. And in total that's 9. So I did all the ones for 9. I and R. There's only 2. 9 and 9 is 18. Reduced is 9. So I just stopped there. A, J, S, C, L, U, I, R. A, G. I got over here. So what it can represent. J equals G. Flip it. Possibly like a hook. It almost looks like, Peter Pan. Hook. Opposite of that, almost looks like an R with a line underneath it. So R could also be redo in runes. I believe that means movement. What else does redo mean? There's I didn't memorize them all. That's okay. Redo. Horseback. Journey, movement, work, growth, wheel, surrender, carriage, travel, relocation, dance of life. Dance of life is like yin and yang, balance, destiny, change. Good. Good. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So I was like R, like raw. I was like it's almost under sun. The line under sun, actually, that's sunrise. And line over sun, sunset, those are symbolic. And then Y, like X and Y chromosome, equals male. And then I was looking at the other variations of that. 7. So L can be flipped around to 7. I did a painting with this in it, which I actually got to explain. That's underneath Calypso. I've yet to do that one yet. So 7, and you, oh man, I just wish I can get the words out. If you rotate that all the way around, it is positive or a plus. Kind of like north, south, east, and west idea for directions. And then you have earth symbol, the symbol for earth. And you can also have Yara or Jera, year, which is earlier efforts realized, harvest, rewards, peace, patience, happiness, hope. All the runes have multiple meanings to them. I believe there is 24 in total. And I don't know if that includes the blank one, which is unknown. Originally, runes were made on stones and they were carved each piece. I personally have my own runes that I made out of cedar balls because it's easier to carve into. And cedar is also good for lots of things if you look it up. Anyways, let's get back to this. So I was looking at E, and if you rotate that all the way around, it's also negative. And then if you do, you know how a T is regular, just like a cross for a small letter T? Well, they have another way of doing T, which is also, it looks like this, right? It almost looks like this if you, which is like a trident almost. I think that's what you call it. And then this is also, I believe that's like a, that is also Earth too, but there is a Fae thing for that. Anyways, then I was looking at G, and when I first was figuring some things out a while back, almost thinking like this would be like the brain, you know? If you got your negative and positive, it's almost like I would say like the brain. And anyway, so E, same idea. I just put a period there. Okay, what else? Value. How did I get 8? The 8s. Oh, HQZ. Again, 8. HQZ. There's 3 of them there. What else haven't I explained? Then when it comes to this, the value itself, like an X, which equals 10 also, or 1. And then in between, if you put these symbols together like this, or if you stack them on top of each other, that's also a rune. Ingwas, God, fertilization, actualization, beginning, balance, productivity, growth, common sense, family, home, relief, nature, frith, plenty, faith, which makes sense. And so I counted them up because it's 7 for the value of 7, right? If it's 10, 70, but 0 is usually, anyways, okay. So then in between that, I was like, well, how many if it were to be like an I, right? It's 2, 4, 6 sets, or 3 sets, 3 sets, 3 sets. And set can also be the value for pharaoh, thing, Egyptian, set. Actually, set in French. That's interesting, French. If you look at the languages, there's some languages that when you write them, it's from right to left, not left to right. Very interesting. And the French seem to understand the whole idea of balance too. Canadians kind of got it when they say, no, yeah, no. And then there's a lot of other languages that have, over time, their own descendants or whatever, figured certain things out. Anyways, 3 sets, right? So, and this itself, the Visca Pisces, I believe. It's almost like 2 worlds coming together. Usually in the middle of a set of eyes, they say the third eye. But I guess if you're blending them all together, that's really interesting. And then on the sides, since it's not a full set, it's like a half and half, right? So if this was the brain, and you got both sides of the brain, but those would be facing in opposite directions. So if you put them together, however, when it's C and D, there's a line in between. But if you put them together, you know, and I was like, oh, it almost looks like an apple. excuse me. And then I did the count. So the count. So 7 ones. If x equals 10, for Roman numerals, by the way, they figured out quite a bit of stuff too. What are you staring at? Calypso. She chilled out. Go back to what I was saying. Yeah, 7 ones. Okay, if that's a value for 1 and there's 7. And then 6 zeros. So that's 13 in total. 1 and 3 is 4. Which is also the symbol for Jupiter, which is also the symbol for tin. What's tin? SN? On the periodic table? I can't remember. I think it's SN. CN? If S stood for C? C and C. C and C. Anyway, yeah, and then I was like 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1. And I was like, oh, it's almost like a, what is that code? CODE. Anyways, what else was I getting at? What haven't I touched on? Oh, the whole idea of Fe being iron and Iron Man. Get it? I thought that was so funny. And then I broke that down. I are on connection. I would call that connection when you're connected. ECI on. And I don't know if this is true. I'm pretty sure you get male and female when a fetus is decided. I think you all have to have, it all has female base. Does it not have female base? You need iron, right? Blood's made up of iron. DNA, information. And then another thing I noticed as well with the whole idea of 7, it can kind of be like, I wonder if it's, well, if egg, where is it? If 0 is like an egg. I'm not gonna, well, I guess I can. Doesn't matter. We're all adults here. Let's say that's a little tiny sperm. Almost looks like an eye. Right? Anyways, go back to what I was saying. Symbol. Red, fire, sun, upright triangle. Unlike our Christmas trees, which are green. Downward triangle, green, earth, tree. I believe I got that correct. And then I was breaking this down as well. Tree. E and E together. So you got that. And then T. That's earth. So I was just thinking negative and positive. And then this almost looked like symbol. What I have. I don't know if you're following along with me on this. It's just something I was doing. I got distracted. And then twins, Geminis, 2 Roman numeral. That has always caught my attention. Yin and yang. The whole idea of life in general. Oh. interesting. And I'm not for politics, for communism or anything like that, but I believe the sun behind the mountain symbolizes something. M itself can be W, can be E. And it's a room in your palms as well. Yin, female. Yang, male, I believe. And they exchange energies normally, which is what creates balance. As everything in the universe. And I'm trying to teach balance to myself and what I've learned from other people. And if you watch my stuff, thank you. I should show a little bit more manners and be a little bit more precise when it comes to, speaking about certain things, because it's hard to follow a video when I'm all over the place. Ah, there we go. That's actually water. So, Earth. Here we go. Okay. So I thought that was really interesting. Sunrise, sunset, symbols. Oh, 10, Jupiter. Okay, 2, 1. And the whole idea of 3, and then you got lucky number 4. And you go 3, 6, 9, 12. 1 and 2 is 3. It's almost like back to the beginning, but if you put 1, 2 together, it's 4. And then 8 and 8, 16. 1 and 6 is 7. The idea of lucky number 7. The infinity symbol, sideways 8, and 8 together. You get your lucky clover, 4-leaf clover. Did anybody else notice that Irish Spring changed their logo? Just thought I would mention that. So yeah, I thought that was really interesting. And literally, when you translate any English into this... Oh, you gotta see it to believe it. I was like, excuse me? What? Okay, so I translated it all. And then this is what it gives me. On here, it looks like a blur, right? Look at that. And then I thought, I have not tried to decipher the whole thing, but you know what Morse code is? Dot, dot, dash, or dash, dot, dot. Okay, I'm actually going to put that on here. It's almost like Morse code. I believe I'm spelling that right. Code. Of course, I was talking about code. Which Morse code is made up of lines, like dashes and dots. And so on here, this is what it actually comes up that looks like. They look like little tiny, you know what Pac-Man is? You ever see the game Pac-Man, the little tiny ghosts? Well, they're spaced out. And I thought that was unique. But all of it, look. And so I was just looking into it, but I'm not too familiar with this. It is an option they give you for translating. Excuse me. This is what it looks like when it's translated. And they have many other languages you can translate to. But yes. So I go from doing my work to getting a bunch of whatever. Putting together some puzzle pieces, I guess. Oh, and when it comes to eyes, like irises and your eyeballs, so again, we have the people, and then there's some animals that have a line like this. There's some that have a line like this. Or maybe outside it. And since ours is circle, maybe that's because it's a bunch of them all together. Maybe that's why we're different. You think? And ignore all this other stuff over here. I am not promoting any things here. If I do accidentally promote and I'm not getting paid for it, well, you're lucky. But yeah, so maybe that is why we are different than most animals. Because our DNA has a little something extra in there. And, yeah. This here catch my attention. So, take in whatever you would like to take in.